Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I'm in the house with the small Sebenza 31 with this pretty cool box elderpearl inlays inlaid over here. But hey, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content. So let's see what do we have here, guys, because this is the small Sebenza 31 with an overall length of 7 inches and a 3-inch long blade. So let's see how this guy is comparing up against some usual suspect. This is the Ontario Red number 1, and this is the Ontario Red number 2. And let's just get this boy out of the way because these two guys are pretty comparable in size. What about the Benchmade bug out? Yeah, it's bigger than that. What about the Benchmade mini bug out? Haha, it's smaller than the Sebenza. What about Paramilitary 2 from Spiralco? Of course, that's a big boy and it's going to be bigger than the small Sebenza 31, but what about the Para 3? It's bigger than that, but look at the blade to handle ratio. This guy wins for sure. Another option here, you can have, oh, look at that, small Sebenza 21. That is pretty much the same size of that 31, and this is the large 21, and as you can see, of course, this is the natural proportions between the two offerings from Reeve knives. And if you take something by Shirogorov like this Neon R20, you're gonna see that is a little bit bigger than the Sebenza. And check out the F95 Slim Nudist. Of course, it's bigger than this little fella over here, but nonetheless, it's still, that's a pretty cool one. Another option from Reeve knives is the Nandi, and here you see it with some carbon fiber inlays and some basket weave Damascus blade. And another one that I can show you here is the Skiff Knives Drifter. Really cool one. If we're talking about smaller blades, look at that. Holt Blade Works Haptic. It's a little bit bigger than the small Sebenza 31. And another, like something like pretty popular here is the Sharp by Design Evo Typhoon. But it's a big boy compared to that for sure. I want to show you just another couple here. For example, we've got the Giant Mouse GM6. This is a nice integral titanium handle. And what else can I show you guys? Just this guy, because it doesn't get much love. This is a Custom Knife Factory Sukhoi 2.0. Really cool one. But I said I wanted to show you something smaller. So here you have it. This is the Alliance Design Mini Slim Pickens, and why not? Look at that, Hation Zero in the house. This is absolutely one of my favorite EDC, something that I'm just carrying a lot lately. So just I wanted to show you to you guys. So what do we have here? This is the small Sebenza 31 Reeve knives. Of course, it's a classic. It's something that's gonna be around $550, 500, because the box elderpearl is an expensive wood, and because this is made in the US of A with crazy tight tolerances. It's nicely done, guys. This is the Sebenza 31. So I mean, if you don't know the Sebenza, you're in the right place, because you're gonna learn a lot about Reeve knives, and because I like them, even if the 31 has some controversial aspects to it, but I still think that there's a lot of good stuff in this guy, because this is a nice frame lock, titanium handles, of course, and the look is a classic Sebenza look. It's pretty much unchanged in 31 years, and I mean, it's an evergreen. And if you want to get one of these guys, and if you're not sure because, oh my god, it's like $500, yeah, just do it. Just get it. Buy it. You're not going to be disappointed. And if you are disappointed, or if you don't like it, you just can sell it again, because these guys are retaining their value pretty much like better than almost any other knife. So it's a good investment for sure. Some inlays are crazy expensive right now, and the secondary prices are just skyrocketing. So it's not a bad investment, that's all I'm saying. So let's check this out, because this guy has some nice titanium scales with dual finish. As you can see better right here, there's a satin finish over here and some sandblasted right over here in the lock bar, on the pocket clip and on the side. So really, really cool. External chamfering going on all around and on the inside. So nice internal chamfering. There is no internal milling though, because these scales are just like titanium slabs with no skeletonization. You're gonna see that there is a nice finger groove over here, which is gonna be nicely done, and especially like this area over here, it has been chamfered beautifully so that your thumb just can do this with no issues whatsoever. You're gonna be seeing that there's no backspacer, but just a standoff right there, gold anodized like this thumb stud over here. And you have a pin with matching color with a hole, and that's the lanyard hole. You're gonna use it for your lanyard, like this guy dangling off of that pin. Of course, you've got blade centering, which is proverbial from Reeve knives, and the tip, it's gonna be safely buried down, recessed between these two scales, so absolutely no issues whatsoever. The overall look when this guy is closed is like super classy, nice and sleek. You can't really go wrong. It's an evergreen one, guys. It's the Sebenza. So what do you want? It's the Sebenza. So either you like it or you don't. I think I like it, and it's very well made. You have also like a very simple construction. You have one pivot and two handle screws. This is just a pin, so it's not a pivot screw, sorry. And to take this guy down is gonna be like a breeze. Reeve knives includes the Allen wrench needed to take this guy apart. You're gonna just pop these two screws and the pivot and you're done. Or if you want to be quicker, just loosen a little bit those two screws and just take out the pivot, and the blade is just gonna fall out. There's a couple of washers. It's gonna be like a breeze to take it apart and clean it and maintain. But you can also check my video if you want to know a little bit more on how to do that. In this case, you have an introduction, a new thing for a Sebenza at least, which is the ceramic detent ball that is right there in the lock face. I don't know if you can see it, maybe like from this angle, right underneath there. There's a ceramic ball which acts as the detent and the, let's say, lock face insert. So there's no need for carbidization on the lock face, and there's not going to be any lock stick. So that's a very, very cool thing. There is no integrated lock bar stabilizer because you're just gonna have maybe the clip that is gonna add some pressure to the lock bar if you're trying to overextend it that way, but there's no safety, extra safety in order for you to avoid doing that. So just be careful. You can notice that there is an internal lock bar relief cutout so that the outer design is not compromised. So that's a nice choice. You can see that there is a titanium pocket clip, which is tip-up carry only. It's not reversible. It's just going to be for right-handed people, and it's nicely designed for the function. I get it. It's absolutely functional, but it's too simple for me. I said it a few times. I prefer something like, for example, like in this kind of look over here, or for example, if you have like something with the inlays, you can just get one with the inlay. There is less clip ramp, of course, than this one over here, so this is gonna like fit into your pocket easily and easier than the other one, but it looks good. So I usually don't, I tend not to use too much the pocket clip, and that's why that I prefer. So but this one is functionally fantastic. It works like a charm, and it's just a little bit ugly. Let me say that it's too simple. Let's say it's too simple. Okay, so And this is titanium, and also it's sandblasted. And then you have like this classic blade shape, S35 VN steel, classic jimping of the Sebenza, with some absolutely fantastic crowning in this drop point blade, 30% belly, and straight edge up to the sharpening choil in this beautifully done hollow grind, dual tone finish blade. You can see the lines of the belt grinding away the material in this primary bevel, and then also you can see the stone washed flats like shining around this gold thumb stud. And actually, guys, would you check for a second how thin behind the edge this guy is? It's just ridiculous. Fantastic slicer. The blade is sterile looking. There's nothing in to distract you. The only thing is the logo, which is right over here. Blade thickness is perfect. It's very, very thin, nice slicer, absolutely perfect, perfectly symmetrical grind, edge symmetry, unbelievable. It's just perfection. You have also very, very effective jimping, and you can feel it. It's working in this very subtle designed thumb ramp right before the amazing spine crowning. It's just fantastic. I love it. The sound also is another really cool feature, because this is a Sebenza, so there is I mean, the action is, it's not a flipper, so it's kind of like a gentleman's knife. So you can just open it with two hands like that. You know, you can actually flick it open like that, and or you can just do one finger open like that. But in any case, this is going to be the sound. So when you flick it open like that, it's just a very gentle click. And this tinkle, like when you close it, it's just ridiculous. It's just like, ding, just like pure class. It's fantastic. It feels like so right. And I don't know how to explain, guys. This is really good. And because of the ceramic ball, that's the sound it makes when the ball hits the tang of the blade and when the tang of the blade hits the stop pin at the same time. Really beautiful. It's a cool sound, guys. And this is like fantastic. It's different than the Sebenza 21, but it's still really, really cool. Also, this guy has a very good factor, which is the weight in your pocket, because when you put this guy in your pocket, you're gonna feel like an increase in your weight of 2.73 ounces, which is nothing. It's like super light, and it's a small knife, of course. And they improved a little bit the hotspot that was being created by the pocket clip on the 21 by angling it a little bit more, and therefore having it rest on, not on the lock bar, but on the actual scale. Therefore eliminated a little bit of the hotspot that was this tip here, the clip ramp was creating. So very, very cool. And all around, I mean, you don't feel any sharp edges whatsoever. Everything is chamfered nicely, beautifully done. This is a small one, so I mean, there's not really, I mean, you can do like a reverse grip, but it's kind of missing a chunk of handle here. I'm just gonna stick with this. You can't really do like a forward grip because there's no finger choil, but you still can do it. Like a grip like that is gonna be pretty much good to go. This guy feels absolutely sturdy and solid in the hand. Nothing is moving. There's nothing rattling when you shake this guy. It's a little bit slippery because of the finish. Of course, it's like a nice wood inlay, so it's going to be smooth and a little bit slippery. But the fit and finish is just outstanding. There's nothing wrong with this guy. No gaps, no misalignment. Everything is absolutely flush. Well put together. No blade play, of course. There is a little bit of finger soreness, if you ask me, because of the thumb stud. It's a little bit on the pointy side, so you know, after a while this might dig into your flesh a little bit, but it's not that bad. You might have some situation of lock rock where you can feel like if you apply some spine pressure that there's like some blade movement, but it is actually like some flexing of the lock bar that is creating that movement, and it's the nature of the detent ball, like ceramic ball right over here, creating that effect. But I'm not going to do any spine whacking, but I think it's pretty safe to say that I think that the lock in the 21, it's I would say a little bit more solid. There is a little bit less flex to it, and that's a fact. Also, what is really cool is that the pivot system is it's a bushing pivot with a couple of washers, phosphorus bronze washers around, with some grease retaining pockets in them, so that the grease can just be staying in these pockets as during your deployment of the blade. So it's gonna keep lubricating the surfaces during the deployment, and that's a very cool thing. What is also like legendary for the Sebenza is the action, because this guy, I'm telling you, is smooth. It's not like Shirogorov smooth, it's a different smoothness. Of course, there's no bearings here, there's only washers, but what they achieved with only washers is legendary, because it's like the feeling you get, the feedback you get when you do this. It's like as you were like rubbing two marble slabs with some butter in between. Like super smooth. Flawless. There's no, I mean, nothing, no hindrance. It's just smooth. It's flawless. It's glassy smooth. Very good. Of course, you don't have any, you have like a free fall effect like that, but there's no guillotine effect. Like you need to wiggle a lot to for you to be able to close the blade like that, but just use two hands. I mean, what? No big deal. You have like a little bit of detent suction here. Detent strength on this one is on the medium side, so it's pretty good. And you have pretty much, I mean, a classic here. Something that it's hard to eclipse, and it's gonna be on the market for a long time in my vision. So I think this is a very cool looking one. It has a little bit of areas that might be improved, I don't know, but I'd like to see the evolution of the Sebenza going into this direction, and it is overall a good knife. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.